You gonna get a Wolf Tick Nation as you're coming back here?
No, I'll be professional today. All right, professional. Wolf Tick Nation, thank you guys for tuning in to once again another Wolf Tick Videos episode.
Remember, we don't do intros or anything to these. These are just a straight up. It's rolling right now.
Crap,
We're in
absolutely.
it. Yeah. When we do these, we don't do intros. I'm trying to tell you
I'm lost. All right, guys.
It's been a year since we've done one.
It's been 1 year. We're getting a whole bunch of guys saying, "Hey, I just bought this GT Aggressor Pro. I'm loving the channel. I'm loving the content. It's awesome that you guys started with this thing." And that reminded us, dude, it's been a year since we've done some budget. Yeah, it's been a year since we've done a budget upgrades update, and there's been some changes here recently on the GT Aggressor Pro, so we thought, hey, let's talk about this. Let's make some notes, some professional stuff. Let's talk about some changes that we're going to be doing. So not only are we going to be doing that, but old Wolfman over here has some announcements.
Well, I was trying to write down some, but some it got all messed up. So yeah. Okay.
All right. So do you want to start with talking about the bike first, or do you want to talk about some announcements?
Yeah, no, I'll work those in.
So guys, as of February, we've owned this GT Aggressor Pro for 3 years, and I mean, it's gone through every single change you can imagine on a bike that's possible. And the great thing about it, for the most part, everything is budget. You know what I mean? The most expensive thing that we spent on this bike had to be the fork, which was a $200 fork or less. We haven't put anything over that on this bike, so it's pretty awesome that we're able to do that and stay within the budget realm. Let's go ahead and start out with the front of the GT Aggressor Pro, and let's talk about that headset install that I did at home. That was a 34mm Risk headset, right? Got that from Amazon for like 20 bucks, and the great thing about headsets is they haven't gone up or down in price. They're pretty much still the same.
Yeah, headsets are pretty close to the same. They might have gone up a few bucks, but not by much. Not like other things.
Yeah, so I did a little bit of research. I don't think everybody changes
their headsets out.
No, but I think that's something that you should do because it makes a pretty big difference up there. You know, especially going from the open ball bearing to a sealed cartridge design. I think it's a heck of a lot smoother, and just something that I think is an easy upgrade, especially if you guys are going to be up there changing out your forks and dealing with the headset anyway. For 20 bucks, it's such a good upgrade to do. That all is tied together with we've got the RACEFACE Chester 35mm bar, 800mm long. I love that bar. There's no flex. If you are a bigger rider, definitely go with that bar. If you are a rider that likes to do a lot of downhill stuff and likes to actually... Well, I ride like a bigger rider. You know, I'm pretty clumsy. So when I'm hitting that downhill stuff, this bar has no flex because it's so thick and it's 800mm long. Most of the time, you're going to feel that on the 800mm long bar.
Yeah, but a lot of people like that little bit of flex to give their shoulders a little bit of rest.
But that's what I'm saying. I got massive, nasty shoulders. You know what I mean? So I'm ready to row whenever. And if you like a gentle ride and you don't really like to feel the trail too much, don't get a 35mm. You know, Steve, you know? Recommended that a while back, and I'm so happy that you did, Steve.
Caught me by surprise.
Never forget that. One of our OGs on the channel, but he recommended that a while back, says what he runs, and I like it. I'm a smaller guy, but you can just feel the entire bike all tied together with that 35mm bar. And also, we have that box 40mm long 35 clamp, our stem on there. That was probably a little more pricier. I'd like to go on stems. It was like right around $30, $32. But I thought since we were getting that bar at the time, it was like $27. Why not spend a little extra? You know, go the extra mile with a 35mm stem.
Well, you're a little extra.
Now, before we talk about this fork, I want to talk about the grips. Now, it's been, I'd say, right at a year since we did the last video. Berserker Nick sent us the Bontrager grips on that thing, the green ones, and it's been a year, and I've got a lot of riding with the GT Aggressor Pro. Those grips, it is time to change those things out.
Has it been that long?
Yeah, it's been 1 year exactly, or you know, pretty damn close to it. Berserker sent us those. I liked them because they were just a tad bit thicker, so I will have you guys know we are going to be weighing this bike at the end of the video. Let's see what we got. Oh! With my new grips on there, we've got some RACEFACE Half Nelsons, my favorite grip ever. These were sent to us by Paul.
That's the
Half Nelson grip, yeah. These were sent to us from our buddy Paul in Las Vegas. Paul, hit us up in the comments, man. I told you your grips would be used sooner or later. Yeah. So RACEFACE Half Nelsons, we'll be going back on the GT Aggressor Pro. We're going to be getting that weight too, but I got another little upgrade we're going to be doing over here as well. But before I get to that, I want to talk about that fork that's on that bike.
Okay.
What's the fork?
Well, I don't even have to look. It's your favorite fork.
My favorite fork ever.
It's the X-Fusion Enix.
X-Fusion Enix.
Recommended by Carson Brooks.
120mm of travel. Now, that fork, we get so much crap for owning that fork. Everybody wants to buy that fork from us. And the reason why is because...
You can't be thinking get crap from owning it. What are you talking about? But yeah, everyone wants to buy it. Yeah, okay.
Because you can no longer get that fork.
It's hard. Man, it's become like the unicorn.
I know, man. That fork, if you guys have not seen our the Tick's top 5 forks, that one right now is the record breaker. And it also holds the of 33.65 points.
Somebody in the comments was just saying that they have one. I think it's a different size one or whatever.
26er.
But they don't like it. And they said it was at a Fishing with PH or
I think it was Fishing with PH. Somebody out there said they were changing it back to a SUNTOUR because they don't like the Enix.
Yeah.
You're crazy. It scored a 33.65 and it's on the TIC's top 5 and it's the leader right now of our budget. Yeah, you should check
those videos out if you haven't seen them. Spoiler alert.
That fork is so plush, it sucks because you can't get any more, but all you 26er riders out there, Husky, all you guys that say 26ers ain't dead, if you want a damn good fork, check out the X-Fusion Enix.
I should say now that stay tuned because there's a pretty big announcement for the Wolftick Nation.
Yes.
Some little, maybe some changes here and there we're going to be making, but there's some announcements to be made.
There's a big announcement.
There's a big announcement, but I think we're going to wait till somewhere towards the middle or end of the video.
Every comment board, somebody asks about this announcement, so it's coming up. So make sure you guys don't fast forward. Okay, so that's pretty much the front of the GT Aggressor Pro. Do you want to talk about the brakes right now?
Before we do that, let's talk about one of the things.
Okay.
One of the things I want to talk about is the way we're doing this. We did 5 of these, right? We did 5 of these kind of videos. So this is number 6. We're going to do this with some of the more popular bikes that we've done a lot of work to. We're going to go ahead and do this probably with the Comp Zerker. We might bring Humpty Dumpty back. We did one on Humpty Dumpty a while back. We might bring back some of the more popular bikes.
The Monster Malice.
The Malice. Some of the ones that aren't as popular, but that have been on the channel in the past. So stay tuned for one of your favorite bikes. It's in the stable of bikes. You might be seeing it. We might be doing one of these and just kind of give a bike check / update /
maybe another segment in there.
Yeah, something. Yeah. Who knows?
I'm looking at really doing the Comp Zerker. I'm looking forward to that one. So if you guys read a Comp Zerker, make sure if you're not subscribed, your notifications are not turned on, turn them on because that one's coming up.
Yeah, because you got a little freshen up to doing the Comp Zerker as well.
Now let's talk about the brakes. Okay, the brakes that are on the GT Aggressor Pro right now, if you guys have not seen, or if you guys maybe will wait for a little bit, go back and watch it. It's the Zoom HB876 4-piston hydraulic brakes.
Budget. Very budget. $75 was it?
Like $75 budget.
Piston. It was very budget.
All 4 pistons work.
I don't want to talk too much about how they perform because they can go back and watch a video.
You guys can go back and watch them now.
But we're not put on there with the intent to stay on there permanently because that bike is sort of your trusty go-to when you want to do some hard riding, especially XC or some little downhill or something. You go to that bike.
That's my go-to bike, man. I want to talk about the Clark rotors that we've got. 180mm Clark rotors. I remember when we put those things on and man, it just made such a difference.
They've lasted a long time.
They've lasted forever. They're not warped. They still look and feel as thick as they were from day one. Those Clark rotors, I love them.
But I don't think they are.
I don't think they're cooked, man. They're so good, man. Rain, mud, everything. They're great. I believe in Clark stuff from now on. So I know everybody's talking about us trying out some of the hydraulic Clark brakes, the M4s or something like that. Maybe that'd be a video in the future. If they're half as good as their damn rotors are, then they're going to be something to definitely probably keep on the bike.
Definitely, probably, yeah.
Yes, possibly. Let's talk about the seat and the seat post, and then we'll move to the group set.
Okay.
All right, seat and seat post. Now I'm running a Pro Men seat on there, and that thing was like $12. Okay. Something that was really hard for me to fine tune research in GT Aggressor Pro is what size is the seat post diameter, and that sounds funny to me now, and it probably sounds funny to a lot of you guys that have been with us for a minute. But until we got the caliper tool, I had no clue. I ordered a dropper post for this bike like 2 years ago. That's still sitting over there on the shelf because it was too big. Maybe three years ago, but it was way too big. So for all you guys out there, the seat post diameter is a 27.2, and yes, you can find droppers for 27.2. External, and they are a little hard to find, and they're starting to go up in price, but if you guys are looking at a dropper post, it's a 27.2. Do you want to talk about the group set?
Yeah, let's talk about the group set. It's one of my favorites.
This is your favorite. You always bring it up, and we get so many
for
questions.
The price, you cannot beat it for the price.
No, we get so many questions about this group set. It is the ACOLYTE group set with the chain stabilizer.
ACOLYTE.
Yeah, microshift ACOLYTE, man. It's a rock solid group set. The chain stabilizer makes a huge difference. There's not a lot of chain slap back there.
And when we're doing Melissa's Laguna Pro, you pointed something out on the derailleur. The stabilized version is metal construction, right?
Yes.
Where the non-stabilized was plastic.
Yeah. So
because some people are under the impression that it's an all plastic.
They said microshift's crap because it's plastic. Now I will say, guys, if you don't know what you're looking for with the ACOLYTE, and you brought it up on the last video with Melissa's bike, the ACOLYTE group set is offered with a plastic chain stabilized derailleur. So make sure you look and it says chain stabilizer, and you can see that little switch. Because if not, you're going to buy a plastic one with no chain stabilizer.
Which doesn't mean it's bad. It's just not going to be as durable.
Derailleur is sweet, and that is all tied together with the cassette. And the cassette is a 12 to 46 tooth.
And Microshift, real quick before I forget. So far, they're one of the best companies with customer service that we've dealt with. We're big fans of I don't think we've had anything from Microshift we didn't like.
Yeah, really. Not yet. But the 12 to 46 tooth cassette, it is a great cassette. It's a very wide range. It's great for climbing. If you're a rider that prefers to have their shifter on the inside of their brake lever, which I'm that kind of guy, I believe I am. Yeah, I'm that guy. No, I'm not. Alright, so I'm the opposite. If you guys put your shifter right close to your grip, you may not really
I don't think you have a technique of what you do. I think you do whatever you're feeling that day.
Yeah, exactly. So if you guys are the type of rider that likes for the shifter to be as close to the grip as possible, it might not be your shifter because that thumb shifter is kind of like Dumbo ears, man. That thing sticks out a lot, and I could see it getting in your way. But I run my brake, I run grip, brake, and then shifter, so it's kind of concealed out to the side, you know.
For a $77 complete setup minus chain, yes. I just don't think there's any complaining to be done on that.
No, and guys,
I mean, that's including cassette.
Yes, check out the affiliate links.
And that's the 46 tooth.
I know, it's nasty, but check out the affiliate links because I believe they're back in stock.
We're saving wheels and tires for last, right?
Yes, wheels and tires are going to be saving for last.
That's the elephant in the room.
Yes, now guys, if you're enjoying this video, if you're a fan of the GT Aggressor Pro, if you're a fan of Wolftig videos, first thing I want you to do is go out and buy yourself a sweatshirt, a shirt, a tank top.
He's going to peddle the merch.
A Sorry Jason shirt. Show us some love
where's
there.
your Sorry Jason?
I know.
Is that the Dayford?
I got the Dayford. Yeah. Anyway, so make sure you guys go out and get yourself a shirt. Secondly, please hit that like button, right? And that really helps us out. And also, hit that subscribe, turn notifications on, because we do a whole bunch of fun budget stuff on this channel. Yeah, it doesn't cost you nothing.
Yeah, and if you don't want to watch a video when it comes up in the feed, don't watch it.
Yeah, but buy a shirt.
Yeah.
Now, do you want to do one of your announcements?
You know what? I'm gonna make a big announcement.
Big announcement. Yeah, I'm actually excited about this.
This is a big announcement. You're excited now. The big announcement is we're bringing back viewers' rides. Wait for the music.
I already did.
Oh, thank you. But there's a catch. Okay, don't start emailing us the email you have for us now, because that's our business. I mean, that's the email we try to have for the channel for our business, and man, we get flooded with emails.
Flooded.
What we're doing now is we have a new email address. It's easy to remember. It's simply viewersrides@yahoo.com.
Go to viewersrides
at yahoo.com.
Yahoo! Send those pictures.
They can give a full, I don't care how much they're long to make. If it's if it's in the proper email, you guys do what you want with it.
Do what you want with it.
But just don't expect a correspondence. We just don't have the time. Real quick, while I'm on, don't have enough time. We answer everybody on comments.
Every comment.
Every comment. But there's this thing, what happens is when we answer your comment, and then you answer that back or someone else chimes in, the way YouTube has they've kind of redone their comments a little bit. If you comment and it gets responded to, you can come back with something, but it's probably not going to be read or it's not going to be seen. But if you do come back with something you really want read, start a new comment. Same video, just put a new comment down. There's no limit on how many times you can comment. Just put a new one so that way we can see it and get to it. In case you're wondering why some of them comments or questions don't get answered, that's why.
Let's continue talking about the GT Aggressor Pro.
No one's here to listen to these announcements.
No, so we got done talking about the group set. Now we are going to be talking about the Crankset, right? Now the Crankset we're running on this bike, and always have been running on this bike, is going to be the IXF 170mm crank arms with a 32-tooth oval chainring.
Well, let's talk about let's start with the oval chainring part. You swear you can feel a difference.
I swear I feel a difference. I know there's a difference. It's just you don't get any weird dead spots in your climbing, and it feels like you always have enough torque to get yourself out of a weird situation instead of having to backpedal. The IXF Crankset is a rock star. We paid back in the day like $47, man, for this.
Somebody, one or two people in either the comments or on videos or whatever have been talking about how they're trash, and I'm like, I don't understand it, because I think we've messed with, I don't know how many IXF cranksets, a lot. We've never had a trash IXF crankset. And another thing, somebody had mentioned that, I think Non-Legit Nation 2 or somebody, that they weren't greased or something. Every one that we've got in every bottom bracket, the hollow bottom bracket they come with, has been greased.
Yeah,
We've never
cups.
had one that's dry. Us. Can't speak for everybody. Maybe he's heard of others that have had that problem. We haven't had that problem.
Yeah, the IXF cranksets are solid. Everybody always asks about our IXF, if they're the way to go. I definitely
And you're a 150-pound rider, so maybe, I don't know how they are for a big rider riding real hard, but for a 150-pound rider that rides really hard, they've been great.
It's a great alternative to having that tapered sealed bottom bracket that the GT Aggressor Pro comes with. And something I want to say, the pedals I'm riding with, Berserker! Nick, send us those pedals. They're the RACEFACE ride pedals. They don't have any of those little cleats or pegs or whatever the hell you want to call them. They don't have any of those on there, and I will say it's kind of funny. The grips, right, that he sent us, those are starting to wear out after a year of riding, because it's been a year since we installed them. And those pedals, it's about time we change those out too.
They've lasted for a while.
They've lasted.
You didn't know if they were going to last, but they've lasted.
I didn't think they were going to last, but they lasted pretty well. So, Paul in Las Vegas, our boy, again, sent us some RACEFACE Chester pedals. And guys, if you have not ran a RACEFACE Chester pedal, they are a little stiff in the beginning, but the bearings really start to break in over time, and those things are better after a while. And these little cleats or pegs, whatever you want to call them, they don't wear down. They are nasty if you let them hit your shin, but we're going to be also changing the pedals out from the ride to the RACEFACE Chester. So Paul in Las Vegas, thank you so much for the grips and the pedals, man. And remember, we're going to install stuff, and we're going to be weighing the GT. Yeah, we're going to be weighing the GT Aggressor Pro with this new stuff on there, giving you guys an overall total of how much the bike weighs. Let's see what we got. Oh! So that's pretty much everything in the nutshell, except for the last thing we're going to be talking about in the GT Aggressor Pro.
Tons of people saying, you need to go tubeless. You know, well, we've been tubeless. We've been tubeless for a while. We were tubeless last year.
Yes, and we did it with some Stan's rim tape. We did it, guys, and just to try to make a point and try to see if it actually worked, we did it with the GT Aggressor Pro stock wheel set.
Stock wheels. We said, well, we got to do it on stock wheels.
Make sure you guys check that video out, because I mean, it's proven right there. Proof is in the pudding. Now, we did have a problem with spilling stuff. It was a very messy procedure.
You had a problem spilling,
but for the most part,
and pumping up the tires, as you wanted to do it. You didn't want to use a compressor.
I know.
You wanted to do it with the hand pump.
And
you want to see if the average person that don't have all the shop with all kinds of stuff can do it.
And if you guys don't have a whole day to do that, William Page found out, because homeboy tried to do the same thing. Oh, William Page, man, one of our patrons, he went to the same thing and he was so upset. He finally just bought a tubeless wheel set and tires. But these right here, they're still holding air, right? And they're doing well on the bike. They're not losing air.
We had a total of 4 flats once we went tubeless. For the people that say you need to go tubeless on all the bikes or tubeless on half the bikes, the answer to that is hell no.
No.
And the reason why is 2 reasons. One is price, and 2 is the maintenance would be outrageous.
Yeah, the maintenance. And we did prove that there is a slight difference with going tubeless. You're a tad bit lighter than
it's just a tad bit lighter. It was like, it was literally 3/4 of 1 pound with both of them, not per.
Yeah.
But total.
I do like the tubeless. It's kind of neat to be running
tubeless.
Well? I don't feel a big difference. A little bit of turning, what do you call that? Turning weight, or whatever, or spinning weight. I do feel a little bit of difference. Rotational weight, if you will, because that's a real thing with tires, man. I do feel a difference a little bit there, but I will say I'm not confident enough to run them at a really low pressure, because the last thing I want on the trail is to have a blowout, right? Because the sidewall creaked in a little bit, or to damage my rim, and then be stuck out there with trying to pump it back up to get it to seat. But the tubeless stuff does work. Like, I want to let you guys know it's worked, and I'm it's going to stay like that.
Maybe, but here's the thing that a lot of people don't realize. We've had I think one time we've had a flat with a good tire. Maybe once. The entire time. The entire time we've been doing this, I think we've had one flat with a really good tire. Every time that there's been flats through punctures or whatever, instead of you being stupid with the pump, every time there's been flats, it's come from when we're running really cheap tires. Never had a flat with a good tire. Yeah. So I just want to make sure people realize that.
And last thing I want to say about these tires, the Goodyear Escapes, they're 2.6s. Everybody always asks. It's like, man, go back. Every tire you guys ask about, like the Vittoria Barzos, the Kenda Amracks, the Goodyear Escapes, the Maxxis tires, all the stuff that we run, we've done videos on those for the most part.
Done reviews.
So you guys can always go back and watch those videos to see if it's going to fit the bike. The GT Aggressor Pro is a medium, and 2.8s will rub, but 2.6 was safe.
Honestly, if we don't recommend anything, but if people, when they hit us up and they say they're a stock Aggressor, can they run a 3 or a 2.8 or whatever? Because you've run a 2.8 before, a little bit of rubbage, but you ran one. Here's the thing we like to say. You probably shouldn't go over a 2.4.
Yeah, I wouldn't go over a 2.4. You probably shouldn't do that. Yeah, but we did.
Yeah, we do it, but we don't advise other people do it. It's up to you. Take the risk or whatever, but don't do it because we've done it. Yeah. Just do your own thing.
That's pretty much the GT Aggressor Pro upgrade updates in a nutshell.
Oh, I thought.
Hopefully we got some stuff answered for you guys. Let's put on these pedals and let's put these grips on there and then let's weigh this bike.
And as you're getting ready to do that, I'm going to say this. People, a lot of times on our channel, we get a lot of questions of people and they don't know the videos, and it's hard to go through. We have a lot of videos. But if you take the time and scroll through the playlists, no one really utilizes the playlist that well. Every bike, I think, has its own playlist pretty much. If you go to the playlist, you might find a whole playlist on what you're looking for, or you'll find the videos you're looking for in that playlist. So once you get up past 250 videos, it's a lot. So anyway, all right, I said my piece. I'm done.
All right, ready?
Yeah, get it. Oh, I can zoom with this lens. I'm about to zoom.
Okay.
Zoom.
Let's see what we got. Oh! 29.80 pounds. Let me switch it to kilograms. All right, and it's 13.52 kilograms.
All right.
Cool. All right, guys. Well, 29 pounds. That is a heck of a way to end the number 6 GT Aggressor Pro upgrade updates. Man, I'm so happy that this bike is under 30 pounds. I had no clue, right? I think the RACEFACE Chester pedals look very good against that red on the IXF crankset. Almost blends right in there. Such a big fan. But man, the GT Aggressor Pro, it's pretty much the main staple of the channel. It's going to be here for a long time.
It was. Yet. I think now it just shares the spotlight with some other bikes.
Yeah, it's true. It was, I think, my 3rd favorite bike, right? For the most part. But this bike is awesome. It's such a good foundation as we talked about earlier in the video. But appreciate you guys watching as always. And please give this video a thumbs up if you guys haven't already. And guys, if you like what we're doing here at Wolf Take Videos, please feel free to support the channel. You guys can always buy us a cup of coffee. It'd be much appreciated, right?
Or multiple cups.
Or multiple cups. Yes, we love that too. We'll give you guys a little shout out action.
If you get 5 cups or more, you might make it on a shout out video.
Yes, and if you guys want a little bit more, you want to be a little extra like I am, you guys can become a patron.
If you can handle the language.
Yeah, we've got some new patrons.
Unedited language.
Yes, we got some new patrons here recently.
Yeah, we did.
And thank you guys as always, man. But we will see you on the next one.
All right.
Old GT. She's back.